Some people think it's crazy that everybody goes to work every day and punches into the clock, makes some money, works 8 hours a day, goes home, drinks a beer, goes to sleep, watches some football. I guess after they go to sleep, somehow they manage to do that. I don't know how it is. It takes a lot of skill to watch TV while you're sleeping. Trust me, I know. I tried watching a movie called It. It actually, you know what? It wasn't actually a movie. It wasn't actually a movie. It was a mini-series, I believe, on HBO or something similar to that. Obviously based off of Stephen King's novel It. But they combined all parts of the mini-series into a one long feature, which was about 4.5 hours long. I watched the whole goddamn thing. I can't believe I watched the whole goddamn thing. There was so much content in that movie, quote, end quote. Now, people say quote unquote all the time. Actually, the proper term is quote, end quote. I apologize for burping. I burp a lot. It's just it's a part of who I am. You have to accept it. You have to grow from the experience. You got to move past the burps. Just move past the burps, god damn it. Okay, so I got a little bit heated there. I apologize for that. Actually, you know what? I wanted to. Okay, well, I was talking about It for just a second there. So I guess I'll go back to that. Just for a second. It's a scary movie. Don't try to watch it while you're sleeping if you're afraid of clowns or mimes or anything that kind of resembles a clown, like a prostitute. They got so much makeup caked on their face that they kind of look like a clown. It's kind of funny if you watch them fall down and then add like goofy sound effects. You see a girl with bleach blonde hair walking around in high heels. She falls down on her ass. You got the bwong sort of sound effect. Something you expect to see from the Looney Tunes, but not something from real life, because real life isn't as funny as they make it out to be in the cartoons. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome you back to another episode of SparkleDart. Today I want to, cover a couple new topics. So, something that just happened recently in the United States of America, which is the country that I live in and is the greatest country on earth, is the White House just decided that gay marriage is constitutional. Whatever that means, I don't exactly know, because to call something constitutional means that it abides by the U.S. Constitution. And in the past, I've just noticed this. This is just something that I've noticed in the past, is that there's a lot of things that happen in the U.S. that are not, constitutional in the way that you might think. Because people often cite things like the First Amendment and the Second Amendment, which are part of the preamble. You don't know the preamble. You learned it from the Schoolhouse Rock. The song that they sang, which was the preamble of the United States of America. I don't remember how it went exactly. It's like, we the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, and ensure domestic tranquility. Now, that part of the Constitution covers all of the original 10 amendments, only the first two of which I can recall off of the top of my brain, which were the free speech being the first one, and the right to bear arms being the second one. And some people think that maybe the bear arms was maybe it was misinterpreted in some regard or something. I don't know. It's hard to say exactly what the founding fathers meant when they wrote those things so many years ago, so many years back. You got your John Hancocks and your Gunning Bedford Juniors and your Ben Franklins and Thomas Jeffersons, who wrote the Constitution alongside of his friends, his brothers, his founding fathers. You might not know this, but Thomas Jefferson is actually featured on a $2 bill, which actually, you know what, a lot of people don't realize that the $2 bill is a legitimate form of currency, and it wasn't something that was abolished a long time ago, I heard a story one time about a guy who tried to pay for something with somewhere in the ballpark of, 100 $2 bills, being about $50, whatever else. And, being as though they were sequential bills, something he could have easily picked up from the bank in like a new roll of, paper cash currency does not come in rolls, it comes in, I'm not really sure what, a bundle of cash, would that be the proper terminology for you people? I don't know. It's not something that I've ever looked up, it's not something that I've ever been interested, although to be honest, I have researched different denominations of U.S. currency and their values over time and whatever else you might have. And actually, I was surprised to find out that the $2 bill was still being circulated, even as recently as this year. They're still making them. And the $2 bill, it doesn't really have a place. It's more of a novelty item, although it is considered legal tender from the Federal Reserve. So if you have a $2 bill, be sure you spend it, you know, wherever you can. I don't think vending machines will take something like that. I think vending machines are pretty much 1s, 5s, and some... I apologize. Some might take 10s, but most, I assure you, won't take 10s because, you know, that's a lot of cash to dispense for a machine that only holds small units of currency, you know, 1s and 5s and stuff like that. But if they held 2s, it might be easier for a vending machine to function. If you might indulge me here for a second, I think that a vending machine is a very good way to break a larger bill, I guess you could say. But if you got if you wanted something for $10, or if you only had $10, I should say, and you wanted like a soda, like a Pepsi or a Mountain Dew or something so similar to that, and you didn't want to have a bunch of 1s or 5s or something, you could just have the vending machine give you 2s, and I think that would work out a lot better than the way that we've been doing it so recently. You know, at work there's a vending machine in the break room, and it only accepts $1 bills, and being the I guess modern day connoisseur that I am, I only use plastic. You know, I've only got a card. I don't pay with cash anymore. I don't even use change. Actually, I find change to be quite the burden. You know, I've got like a novelty UNI, University of Northern Iowa, Panthers. Well, I guess it's like a giant bottle. It's about 2.5 feet tall, and it looks like a giant bottle. It used to be filled with popcorn. It's not filled with popcorn anymore because we ate it all a long time ago when we were watching the football games. I think it was New England at the Super Bowl. Who did they play off against? I don't remember exactly who it was, but it was, you know, it was a long time ago. Rest assured. Nice. Okay, so a long time ago, rest assured that I had this large bottle, and it was filled with change. After we were done with the popcorn, we started filling it with change, you know, which, you know, it only makes sense to do that because what else can you store in a large bottle? Actually, the cap on it had a little slot for your coins to go inside of. So whenever I get like a paycheck, or I take some money down to the grocery store, they didn't accept cards at the time. It was a long time ago. Not everywhere had card machines, card readers, whatever you want to call them. I had to break change quite often. And every time I wanted to buy something for like less than $1, I always had to get more change. It was quite the pain in the ass, if I might say so myself. Now, I filled up this bottle with change, mostly quarters, some nickels and dimes, a couple of pennies. I think I might have actually had a JFK 50-cent piece in there. Of course, the JFK 50-cent piece was only circulated in the 60s for the most part, up until the mid-70s, I believe, after JFK was assassinated on, I think, November 23rd, 1963 at 12 p.m. in Dallas, Texas. I think that might be exactly right, or it might be exactly wrong. It's got to be one of those two, and I'm not sure which one it is. So if it's one of those two and I'm right, then go ahead and congratulate me, give me a pat on the back, be like, SparkleDart, thank you for remembering such important historical events like that. But if not, be sure to berate me, criticize me. You know, like that song from Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, "Shut Every Door to Me." Tease me and laugh at me. You know the one. You're all theater fags. You watch Joseph the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. You know what I'm talking about. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, then stop pretending like you're better than me. Stop pretending like maybe I'm a lesser man for enjoying music or the finer arts. You know, like, have you ever been to the Sistine Chapel? Probably not, because it's in like the Vatican City somewhere that nobody really goes because it's in the middle of the fucking. Okay, I think it's bullshit that the Vatican City is just in the middle of a. Pardon me. It's just in the middle of a country, and it's considered to be its own like thing. It's its own entity, I guess you could call it, which doesn't really make sense to me for the most part, because I would think that the only landlocked country, the only country that is surrounded by another country entirely, is whichever country lies in the middle of South Africa. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but I'll look it up. I want to say it's like Lesotho or something like that, but it's probably not that. I'm sure I got it completely wrong. I will open the next episode with the name of that country, but up until then you can be sure that I'm not telling you a lie. I'm not taking you for a spin. I'm not trying to pull your leg. I'm SparkleDart. I would never pull your leg. I'm a nice guy, you know. People respect me. People come up to me all the time. You're like, SparkleDart, you know, I can always trust your commentary. You're a very nice guy, very stand-up gentleman, and I think that the things that you say are valid and not completely asinine and stupid. Nobody ever said that to me. Nobody has ever said that something like that to me, because everybody values my opinion. I'm a nice guy. You know, I've said it all before, and I'll say it all again. I just, you know, I like to please. I aims to please is what I aims to do. And if you've got a problem with that, I guess we can take it outside if you want to. But I'm really not in the mood to fight. You know, I've got a lot riding on. I've got a lot riding on everything that I do. Okay, I'm missing just a couple of those sparkle bits there. I guess I gotta go find them. When I find those sparkle bits, I'm gonna end the episode. But just so you know, I'm going to go back over what I was just talking about a minute ago. I'm SparkleDart. I'm your friend. I'm always gonna be your friend if you want. People have alienated me in the past. If you want to alienate me, you go ahead and do it sooner rather than later. I'd rather you don't pretend to be my friend and then I guess come at me with everything you've got. Be like, SparkleDart, I actually think that your content is stupid. I think you're a bad man. I think maybe you think a little bit too highly of yourself. You've got some self-esteem issues, maybe even. I don't know if that's something that people my age get. Self-esteem issues, that's like something that little females in college get, and even high school. I guess you could go as far back as to say high school is where the ladies tend to care a little bit too much about what their peers think of them, and their peers really, your peers are stupid, and that's just the truth. I would never listen to anything that anybody told me, unless it was somebody that I dearly respected, because they're the ones who have the least filter and the most knowledge. And at that point, I guess we can say that we can call this a day. This has been SparkleDart. Thank you for watching. I'm going to be back soon, so go ahead and just keep on watching. I'll be back. Don't subscribe, though. If you subscribe, I'll get real fucking mad at you. So please, I don't care if you watch my stuff. I really don't give two shits if you watch my stuff. Just, be a nice person. Be the best you that you can be without being a complete dickbag. That's all I'm asking. Okay, so thank you. Goodbye for watching. Goodbye, SparkleDart. Out. Mwah.